Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Consciousness Express podcast. I'm your host, Sam Berry, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 9 tools and mindset tips that I've been using to help not be at the effect of negative thoughts. I've been using these tools for numerous amount of years, and they have helped me, and they continue to help me immensely to navigate the mind with more ease, to not be at the effect of it, as so many of us find ourselves being at the effect of our minds, of our thoughts, and what goes on in there, to the point where sometimes we feel paralyzed and unable to function because what's going on in there is too much, or it's too negative, or it's too insane. And for a lot of us, we are constantly seeking ways to help with our minds, to help with the negativity going on in there, ways to create more ease and to soothe it and to get rid of it and to be able to have more peace and more happiness going on inside our minds consistently. And so today I want to share with you and gift to you guys these tools to use in your everyday life to help you have more ease with your mind and the thoughts going on in there, because you deserve to be happy and it is right there to be chosen. So sometimes we're just lacking the tools and the mindset shifts to be able to have it. So let's not waste any more time, guys, and get straight into it. So the first one is don't judge your thoughts. Because as soon as you judge your thoughts, you're making them seem more real to yourself. And they start to stick to you because now you're making them solid. Thought is just a thought. It doesn't have a solidity to it. We create the solidity to the thought that then makes it stick to us. And then we become at the effect of it because it can no longer just come and go. It's now something. And I'm going to stick to the theme of negative today, negative thoughts, because the theme of this podcast is to help you with your negative thoughts. When you judge it as negative, you are at the effect of it now as being negative because you've judged it. You've created the judgment of it being negative. So we have to acknowledge that we're choosing to judge it as negative. So this is one of the things we've got to realize, like we're making it negative. So if you didn't judge it as negative or positive, if you didn't judge it at all, it could just be there. And then you could become the observer of it more easily, the witness to it, because you're not judging it. It's like you take yourself from being able to see it as it is to then judging it and becoming it. It's like that thought's there and then you judge it as negative and now you become that negative thought. It's engulfed, like you're engulfed in that negativity now because that's what you've made it. And now you're at the effect of it, and it's in your body, it's in your mind, it's starting to reflect out into your life. Everything seems negative around you because you're in that negative frequency of the thought that you have. And then you start judging yourself as well in the process because you're like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking this negative thoughts. It must be wrong. I must be wrong. And then something must be wrong with me. And this shouldn't be like this. And I can't believe I'm thinking like this. And blah, blah, blah. And we just go down this downward spiral into self-judgment that never works out for us. And so the first tip, the first tool is to not judge your thoughts. Practice it. As soon as you're finding yourself judge the thought as negative, catch yourself. Wait a second. Okay, I'm judging it negative. Okay, well, what if it's not negative? What if it's just a thought? What if it's not positive? What if it's not negative? Good, bad, right, wrong? What if I just allowed it to be a thought? And start practicing that so you can just let it be there without needing to judge it. Because then when you can start to let it be there, you can start to let it go a lot more easy because you're not attaching to it. You're not making it solid. It's not sticking around anymore. The second tool is don't resist these negative thoughts. Because as soon as you start resisting them, they start persisting more and more. It makes them worse. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking like this. Get away. And then it just feels like it's building up and building up. And like you're trying to put a log in front of a dam and trying to block the dam. And then it's just get building up pressure. Don't resist the thoughts, the negative thoughts. Be in allowance of them. One of the tools is be in allowance of your thoughts. Don't resist them. Which leads me into this is going to blend in with the third tool of interesting point of view, which is a tool of access consciousness, which is all the thoughts that you have. I'm going to stick to the thought theme. Every thought that you had is just an interesting point of view. So as soon as you judge it as negative, you're no longer in allowance. And so what you want to do is be interesting point of view to all your thoughts. So any thought that you have that you then judge as negative, use the tool of interesting point of view. Oh, interesting point of view, I have this point of view that this is negative and that this is blah 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 blah. Okay, interesting point of view that I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that this is negative. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And keep repeating it. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view that this is negative. Because it is just interesting that you have that point of view that it's negative. Keep repeating that, and the energy should start to lighten and shiften until you go, yeah, interesting point of view. I have this point of view that this is negative. Huh. Well, what gives me that point of view? What makes this negative? Oh, because blah, 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 blah. You get the awareness of like, oh, because other people that think like this are sad. Or I shouldn't think like this because I should be thinking happy thoughts. And you have all these, you find out you have all these expectations on how you should be thinking and what thoughts you should have and shouldn't have. And then you can start to uncover more of where you are limiting yourself and the expectations you have of yourself of what thoughts you should have in your head, because you shouldn't have negative thoughts in your head because that's wrong. They're just thoughts. Again, it starts to create a negative, and if there are thoughts in your head that are not contributing to you, that's totally fine. Today I'm going to give you tools to be able to be an allowance of that, so there isn't this inner resistance and this inner fight going on with the thoughts in your head. Like, I shouldn't be thinking like this. I shouldn't have these thoughts in my head. Because it just creates this inner battle. And then we're in judgment of ourselves and we're not able to just have the thoughts be there without a charge on them, without them being anything. They can just be there. So, interesting point of view. I have this point of view that this is negative. And you can put in whatever negative thought you have, you can put in that example into the interesting point of view. I have this point of view that blah, 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 blah. Fill in the blank. Keep repeating it to lighten the energy, to get yourself to the space of interesting point of view, which is there's no alignment and agreement, no resistance and reaction. It's total receiving, and you can just be in total receiving of the thought. Go, okay, is this gifting me anything right now? What does this have for me? Do I need to receive anything? Does it have information for me? Or do I just need to let it go? But you're in that space where you can be in that question and you can be in that possibility for it to just come and go, or receive what it is, because it could be contributing to you. It could be gifting you something, but because you've gone into the negative of it and created it to be negative, you won't receive what it could potentially have to gift to you. So the fourth tool, I'm power through these today, guys. The fourth tool is becoming the witness to your thoughts. So the observer. So one way I can describe this is if you can sort of think of the thoughts as like clouds that come and go, and you're just witnessing the clouds. So like you'll be clear day, clear sunny day, then a cloud comes, you look at the cloud goes. And there'll be times when the cloud comes and then you become the cloud and you get lost in the cloud and you go, oh, wait a second, then you come back. But if you can just become the observer of your thoughts without becoming the thoughts, without attaching to the thoughts, without identifying with the thoughts, which is another tool. Don't identify with your thoughts because you are not your thoughts. You are the being observing your thoughts. And so we want to be the observer. We don't want to attend to all our thoughts. Because if we're continually attending to our thoughts and we're going to get lost in our thoughts, we're going to get lost in our mind and we're going to get lost in the current of thoughts. We'll no longer be able to be the space of us, which is the ability to be the observer. To just see them come and go okay, yeah, that thought actually has relevance to my life. Cool. This thought has no relevance to my life. Cool. But you're putting yourself in the position to be able to be the observer, to witness your thoughts, which takes practice. Meditation is a good practice for that. Sitting in meditation and seeing the thoughts as clouds and just letting them come and go, and then you might get lost in a cloud, then you pull yourself back, but no judgment. If you are practicing if you're not right now able to be the observer of your own mind, it's a practice, guys. Please be kind to yourself during this process of growing, of your own growth, of your own self-development. Be kind to yourself because we will fall back into the old habits. That's totally fine. We just correct ourselves in that moment and reinforce the new behavior that we're doing. And without judgment, because if we judge ourselves for it, then that just puts us back. And judgment doesn't need to be involved in the process of you in your self-growth. Just remember that. So yeah, you might be like, okay, I'm got lost in a thought. I thought of it negative. That's totally fine. Bring yourself back. Don't judge yourself for judging it as negative, because you can go, oh, damn it, I wasn't supposed to think of it negative. I just spent 3 hours feeling negative and I'm wrong for that. It's totally fine, guys. It will happen. What's important is that you become aware again and go, actually, yeah, it's just a thought. It's just a thought. Pull yourself back. Become the observer again. Just let them come and go. You can ask questions with your thought. Does this have anything for me? Yes or no? Okay, it doesn't? See you later. Yes, it does, or what? Be in question with your thoughts. Become the observer and don't attach to the thoughts. Don't attend to all your thoughts because you will get lost. You will be at the effect of your mind and the thoughts. And another tool is ways to talk to your mind. So when your mind is very chattery and overactive and you might feel there's a lot of negativity going on and self-doubt and whatever, just say, thank you, mind. That's enough. Thank you, mind. Be kind to your mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's enough. Because, again, the mind is trying to always keep you safe. And a lot of time, the mind's version of safe is not your version of safe or what's actually going to contribute greater to you. But the mind's just trying to keep us safe at the time. So we have to be kind to our mind. There is another tool that you can use, which is shut the fuck up, which is another tool that I've been using for quite a few years. When my mind gets fixated in a situation or someone said something or did something and I'm just fixated on it, I can't stop thinking about it, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You can use that tool just to shut the mind up. Just like, shut the fuck up. Surely, because, for me, how it is it'd be, something will occur and then I'm still finding myself thinking about it. I'm like, surely I can think of something else rather than this. Surely there's a million other things I could be thinking about than this. Shut the fuck up, please. And it actually works. It actually works. It actually quietens your mind. We're like, shut the fuck up. So that's another tool. There's a thank you mind. And then, if that's not working, well, shut the fuck up then. And the second last tool that I have for you guys is to move your body. If we're sedentary for too long, we're sitting down, we're not moving enough, then the body can so the energy is not flowing through the body well, the body can signal to us that it wants to move, and sometimes it does that through not feel like more, you know, thoughts, like signals to the brain where it's like the thoughts that we have start to change, where it can seem, more negative, where we go, oh, why am I thinking this way? But the body's just signaling to us it needs to move energy, right? Whether that be a run, a walk, stretch, yoga, sex, whatever it is. It wants to move the energy. So talk to your body. When you're finding your thought patterns go a bit negative, then ask your body a question. Hey, body, what do you require? Do you need to move? What do you want to do? Let's get up and shake, dance, stretch, go for a walk, go for a run, go to the gym, whatever it is. Move your body and you'll be surprised how much that clears out your head. And the last tool I'm going to give you guys is another tool of access consciousness, which is who does this belong to? So for all the thoughts you have, and you do this with everything, with thoughts, feelings, emotions, whatever goes on your mind, ask who does this belong to? So if you're finding yourself having such a negative thought going on in your head or thoughts going in your head, ask who does this belong to? Is this mine? And if the space lightens up, it's not yours. All you need to say is return to sender with consciousness attached. It's not hard. Change can be easy. The tools of consciousness can be easy if we're willing to have ease. And so, because 98 to 99% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are not yours, they're everybody else's. We just believe that they're ours because they're in our mind, and as soon as they are in our mind, then our mind will find a way to make them ours and seem that they're ours. And we go, yeah, it is mine because blah, 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 blah. And then you go on as if it's yours, without ever asking a question, is this mine? Who does this belong to? And you don't need to know whose it is. You might get the awareness of whose it is, but it's not relevant. What's relevant is you acknowledging that it's not yours and then returning to the center with consciousness attached. So you can clear out what's not yours from your head. An analogy of this is you're at home, you're feeling spacious, you're feeling good, not much is going on in your mind, you're just feeling you're feeling spacious and happy. And you're walking around and then someone's walking past your house with their dog and they're stressed out thinking negatively about money. And you're walking around and then all of a sudden you're stressed out and start thinking negatively about money. And you go, yeah, I am stressed out about money because I got all these bills and that sucks because I don't have the money to pay it right now and blah, 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 blah. And you start to think negatively and you've got these negative thoughts going on about money in your head. And then you go on with that energy in your head, with those thoughts, without even questioning if it's yours or not. And then you spend the next hour or 2 hours or day or days with that going on in your mind. Rather than going, oh, wait a second. 3 steps ago, I was feeling good. And now I'm stressed out and thinking negative about money. Hang on. Who does this belong to? Is this mine? Space lines up. No, it's not. Okay, return to center with consciousness attached. Allows you to continue your day as you were. You don't need to know that it was the person walking by with their dogs. You might get that awareness, but it's not relevant. A lot of what we pick up is from our parents and the people around us, our friends, our loved ones. And so you might get the awareness, oh, this is my partner's, or this is this is the Stacy from Works, but it's not relevant. It's just that you ask the question, is it yours or not? So that you can get the awareness. If it feels super heavy still, then ask, did I pick this up from somebody else and buy it as my own? Because a lot of things we buy as points of views from other people at some point in our lives, and then it becomes more heavy because we have been functioning from that point of view for a lot longer, but we haven't got the awareness that, oh yeah, it's because my dad always thought negative about money, as an example that I'm using. And that's why all my thought patterns about money are negative too, because I've bought into his reality, but that's not actually my reality. And I've never actually asked, is this my reality? I've just unconsciously been functioning from it. Well, who does this belong to? Oh, yeah, it's my dad's. Okay, return to sender with consciousness attached. What's my reality with money? As an example, it's like this tool is like when you go out into nature, whether it be the beach, the forest, the park, the bush, whatever. And, you go into nature and you get there and you start to just feel peaceful and relaxed, like this deep sense of relaxation returns to your body. Peace. You go, oh my gosh, I feel so good. Oh, and there's not much going on in your head. It's just empty really, and you get these good clarity thoughts coming through. Because what's happening is nature isn't judging you. It doesn't have a point of view, and it's not thinking. It's just being nature. And how we naturally be is we be us. There is no thoughts going on. We just be, and then we know instantaneous, and we receive, and we perceive. So when we go into nature, people have this like, oh, it feels like I'm returning back home, because what's happening is you're just returning back to your peace and relaxation that you naturally be, that we forget that we are. And then when in nature, we're like, oh, I just feel so good. I'm thinking clearly. I just feel spacious. I'm having these great, crystal clear, great ideas for my business or whatever it is. And then you start walking back towards people and it starts to fill up again, your head. And you go, I can't think. Because we're picking up everyone else's shit again. This tool of who does this belong to allows you to be the space of nature no matter where you are. So if you're in a shopping mall, if you're around your family, this tool is a tool you can use every day to help you be that space. So that's the podcast, guys. Thanks for listening. I just went full steam ahead. So the tools, the mindset tips were: don't judge your thoughts, don't resist them. The tool of interesting point of view, become the witness of your thoughts, the observer. Use the thank you mind or the shut the fuck up mind, whatever works. Move your body. Don't identify with your thoughts. And the tool of who does this belong to. And if you enjoyed today's podcast, guys, if you enjoyed the tools and you want to dive into them more, if you really want to start to change this negative thought patterns going on in your mind, I do invite you to work with me one-on-one and book a session. We can start to create some change for you, whether that be a mindset or personal transformation guidance session or an Access Bars session. Reach out. Let's create some change. Again, you guys are invited to the Wilds of Consciousness monthly membership group. If you do like these conversations and want to dive more into advanced topics of conversation, then come along and learn some cool stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys are well. Sending lots of love, and please like and subscribe or share and follow this podcast and leave a comment if you liked it, and share with some friends. And I will see you guys on the next episode.